Welcome to my film and TV channel. Today we're going to look at a Clint Eastwood directed and starred film. Absolutely brilliant, this guy. 91 years old, dude. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, and he keeps going, he keeps doing it. And we've got a film called Macho. And it has been just a little bit of a mixed response to this one, to be honest with you. And I'll give you my thoughts in a little while. It's a 12 certificate. 104 minutes. It was put together for a $33 million budget, which is not a lot in this day and age, is it? But it is what it is. As I say, it's not a film that you'd imagine tens and tens of millions being spent on, but a nice little amount to put on a film. It's based on the book Macho. Obviously, as a star and stars Clint Eastwood as a one-time rodeo star and washed-up horse breeder. And it goes back to 1978-79, this, so it's set at those days. Although I forget. It's only after I watched it, I realised that was the day it was set. I never really thought about it, to be honest. And that's the sort of laid-back film it is. It doesn't really look that old, doesn't look for 40-odd years old, if you like. He takes a job from an ex-boss to bring the man's young son home and away from his alcoholic mom. Crossing rural Mexico on their way back to Texas, the unlikely pair faces an unexpectedly challenging journey during which the world-weary horseman may find his own sense of redemption through teaching the boy what it means to be a good man. Yeah, sort of road movie sort of thing, kidnap sort of thing with the bad guys and the good guys film. Rotten Tomatoes, what do they think? Well, only 58% of their 161 reviewers give this a positive review, a bit low, an average rating of just 5.6 out of 10, a little bit below that magical 6 I like to see, and we all like to see with these films. That's 94 fresh and 67 rotten. James White from Empire magazine, though he's fresh on it, he said, Eastwood's back with a look at manliness filtered through the wisdom of aging. It makes the odd stultifying stop and falls into several cliche potholes, yet Macho ultimately finds its way. Yeah, I think that's a good summing up, to be honest with you, because as I say, it does have a lot of problems, but it is what it is, and sometimes it's just nice to watch these sort of things. Peter Bradshaw from The Guardian, he's not so kind. He's a bit rotten on this. It's a Swiss cheese, a bizarre plot hole set in 1979, clearly because that's when it was conceived. Bit harsh. The website consensus, Macho proves Clint Eastwood remains an economic filmmaker and charismatic screen presence, albeit one who's an awkward fit for this particular project. The audience, they quite like it, 3.6 out of 5, so that equates, to 7.2 out of 10. Clint Eastwood may be a little old for this role, yep, but if you can stick with the somewhat slow story, Macho is a decently entertaining drama with a positive message. Metacritic, the other site we look at, uses a weighted average, of course, and only gives this, only a bit more than Rotten Tomatoes, gives it 58 out of 100. That's based on 44 critics. Of those 44 critics, 19 were positive, that's good, 20 were mixed, which is okay, and 5 were negative. So not total disaster, and it scored anywhere between 25 out of 100 and 83 out of 100. Hollywood Reporter's David Rooney, he didn't like it very much, only gave it 30. He said, this is a story so crusty and antiquated in its conveniently resolved conflicts, contrivances and drippy sentimentality that it should have been left on the shelf. Okay, mate. Okay, David. Arizona Republic's Bill Goodykoontz, though, he's a bit happier. He gave it 70 out of 100. There is a craggy kind of elegance to Macho. You know what you're getting for the most part. This does not include a lot of surprises. It doesn't. It does include comfort in the familiar. Eastwood has earned that too. Okay. Internet Movie Database. Again, there's a consistency with these scores, isn't it? Internet Movie Database, that's Joe Public. That's you and me, the guys who've been to the cinema to watch this, etc. 15,828 reviews, so quite a lot. 5.7 out of 10. So again, just below that figure of 6 out of 10 I like to see. And of that 15,828, 9,578 gave it 6 or more out of 10. So that's okay, that's 61%. So that does just nudge over the sort of minimum I like to see for a film. But we did get over 6,250 ratings of 1 to 5 out of 10. So what about my thoughts? Yeah, a lot of those views, I agree with the negatives and the positives. I think, I would have liked Clint to just directed this and had a sort of 60, 70-year-old, perhaps a bit more, no offence to Clint, a bit more dynamic actor. Obviously, certain scenes that the old stunt double was issued for Clint, but obviously he is 91. Being kind to him, does he look 91? Probably looks 80 odd. So, there's not a lot of different, to do it. So I wouldn't mind him seeing him direct a 60 or 70-year-old actor, to watch it. I don't know how old Sean Penn is. Sean Penn, someone like that would have probably fitted into this sort of role, opposed to a 91-year-old guy. It's hard to say, but you can't help but love the fact he's doing it and he's in it, to be honest with you. I mean, it's such a, underneath it all, it's such a sweet story that the moments of jeopardy don't really feel that jeopardous. So there's that word, that there doesn't appear that much jeopardy in it, even though there's some bad guys around that he's having to mix with. You just don't feel any real threat in the film, which is quite odd, which I wanted a little bit more of that, to be honest. And I think if he did it with a younger character and a bit more actionified, the film, if you like, as well as the drama's okay. As I said, it can be a little bit slow. And I never worry about two leads, despite some iffy characters. I don't worry about them surviving in this whatsoever. I'm not doing any spoiler alerts there, guys. It's a simple sort of film, and obviously they're adding a little bit of a love story, which again is nice, but just a little strange for me. I mean, I'm not a young man. I'm 62 myself, and I fully appreciate it. But yeah, again, it was just a little pushing it a little bit with Clint. If it had been someone, say, a Sean Penn character, Ed Harris, someone like that, so that sort of character. It could have been. It was just a bit strange, and it was all sort of safe and steady. And even though there's that fear threat and being chased, it never really grabs you in that way as a story. It's just a sort of slow moving drama that turns into a love story as well. So as I said, I personally would have liked seeing just Eastwood directing this. A little bit of more physicality in the story would have helped, would have made it a lot better. But hey, it's Clint Eastwood, isn't it? So I'm going to cut him some slack, and I'm not going to score him any less than a 6 out of 10 for this, guys, because it's Clint Eastwood. So a nice Sunday afternoon with a hot chocolate and a biscuit movie. I think that's what we could say, even though, as I said, there are some dark elements to it, but they don't really come out as dark in the film. So I am going to give it my watchable 6 out of 10, but I fully understand, as I say, I'm being nicer because it's Clint Eastwood, but I think it would have been a lot better as a film, with those little tweaks that I've already mentioned in it, to be honest with you. But let me know what you think anyway, guys. As I say, it's great to see Clint still doing the stuff, even though he's a little bit... I don't know. Why not? It's not the sort of film I expect him to be in at this stage of his career, to be honest with you. And he wants to be in this sort of film, direct it by all means. But do your acting and perhaps in something else a little less... Obviously, a little less, what's the word? It's not violent as such, a little less actiony, because it doesn't quite lend itself to that, to be honest with you. I did enjoy the mutterings. There was a bit where he's getting sort of the Mexican police are sort of doing things and looking for drugs, and it's just his muttering. The thing it did make me laugh, a grumpy old man sort of thing, and that I must admit, I'm not sure if it meant to make me laugh. I'm not too sure, but I did find that quite funny at the end. So anyway, I did. It was, I say, Sunday afternoon watch with a nice hot chocolate curled up on the settee with your loved one. That'll be fine, or even on your own. Who knows, whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More important, let's all look after each other. So, me here again on the Film and TV channel, or please have a look at my Citizen channel as well, my football stuff on my team, Manchester City, if you're interested. If you're not, don't worry, come back on here and join me again on the Film and TV channel. Until next time, I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.